Please give a big night welcome to Big Brother Marc Mingalelli.
Good evening, everybody, and Wendy, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Tonight, I'm here to tell you about my little brother, Zach Morgan, and what his relationship with me has had in terms of an impact on my life. I was first matched with Zach when I was 24 years old. I was actually just, having graduated college a few years ago and was trying to figure out my life, both personally and professionally. Zach's mother, Janet, realized that Zach needed an ongoing and consistent male influence in his life, and so she applied and was accepted Zach into the Big Brother program. Zach, a 9-year-old Caucasian boy, lived in Needham, Mass, with his mother and his brother. Society had conditioned me to think that why would a town like Needham ever have an association with the Big Brother, Big Sister? Well, I came to realize very early on that need does not discriminate by zip code. Right from the start, there were two things that were pretty apparent. Number one, Zach was actually a lot like me. Not as good looking, of course, but like me nonetheless. He loved sports. He thought that SportsCenter was probably the only thing on TV worth watching, hated the Yankees, and just liked to hang out. The other piece that was pretty obvious right away was that I was not going to be that, hey, let me help you with your homework, big brother. We learned that the first time we were together when, after a few hours of unsuccessfully completing a simple math assignment, we walked away, math-wise, very amicably. Then, a year into our relationship, Zach's mother was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer. From that moment onward, both of our lives, particularly Zach's, would be changed forever. By age 14, Zach's mother had passed away. Only a year later, at 15, Zach's father passed away from multiple myeloma cancer. At a young age, Zach had lost both of his parents. He had a limited support network, and I'm proud to say I was one of them. Before Janet had passed away, I had made a promise to her that I would always be a part of Zach's life. And I will admit, it was actually pretty daunting at times. Looking back, I can honestly say that part of the reason I was able to complete my promise to Janet and to Zach is because of the passionate folks, like you folks here tonight in the room, have been supporting the Big Brother all along. So thank you. I think about some of those dark moments. They were probably what you would expect: anger, frustration, some crying. I think about some of the things I had to do in terms of just plain old advocacy, explaining to a parent, a coach, a teacher, a guidance counselor, what was really going on. I'd like to think I made a difference. One of the more poignant moments in our relationship, and I think actually speaks to the true essence of really the Big Brother program, happened in this dark period, I like to call it. I am not here by any stretch of the imagination to inflate Zach's ego, but I have to admit, he's actually a very, very good athlete. There, I said it. And at 15, he was by far the best player on his Pop Warner football team. Unfortunately, the team was absolutely terrible. Winless, in fact. Sick of losing, frustrated with everything going on, feeling like the weight of the world was on his shoulders, not surprisingly, Zach wanted to quit football. So, like real men, we did what real men do. We went to Friendly's for an ice cream. Much to Zach's surprise, he thought he'd probably have one of those nice, soft shoulders to lean on that day. Instead, he got a big scoop full of, I'll just say, tough love. Zach needed to understand the consequences of quitting, of really what it means and messaging to his teammates when you're the leader, the best player, and you quit. There was a lot at stake, I think. This was a pattern of behavior I didn't want to set for him. And to be honest, Zach's too talented of a person for me to let him quit. It's actually a lesson he still carries with him today. I joined the Big Brother to make a difference in one boy's life, to be there when they would be needed most. This was that moment. The most important thing at stake was my promise I had made to myself, to Zach, and obviously to his mother. If I let Zach quit, I'd be quitting, and that would haunt the both of us for the rest of our lives. And I'm also very proud to say Zach did a lot more than just not quit. He went on to actually captain his football team, Needham, lacrosse captain, was actually ran and founded a Relay for Life team in high school, and actually is known to be a leader in the classroom and as well as on the field. But I'll admit, this is probably the first time Zach and I have talked about his story, our story. And I think the two reasons are, one is pretty obvious. It's still painful. It is what it is. The main reason, though, is that Zach's unfortunate set of circumstances doesn't define him. It's not a crutch. It's not a crutch for him, for me. It doesn't define any of us. In fact, our relationship that we've built is bigger and better than two unfortunate incidents. And that is something I'm extremely proud of him for. After high school, Zach actually went to Clemson University. ACC fans, okay, all right. Graduated with a 3.2 GPA, double major, business entrepreneurship, as well as pre-law. And I'll tell you right now, if I was hiring, Zach Morgan would be at the top of my list. Compassionate, smart, intelligent, and battle-tested already with life. One of the more amazing things also about the Big Brother relationship is that it continues to evolve. Zach, now back from school, he gets to hang out in the house more often, and I get to see him really interact more and more with my family. When he's at the house, he is like a kid again. He fights with my 5-year-old over goldfish, plays hide and seek with my 7-year-old, and loses in card games to my 10-year-old. It's great to have him around, although I do miss a lot of the leftovers that seem to be gone every time he visits. He knows the code to my garage, isn't afraid to just pop over. He's always welcome at my house for anything. He really is part of our family. At the end of the day, it's no accident at all that God put Zach in my life and vice versa. I have an amazing sense of pride watching him grow and develop, and I'm more than ever excited to see what the future holds for him. No matter what happens, I know he'll be there for me, and I will continue to be there for him. He's like a son to me. He really is. He's made me a better father and husband, and he reminds me every day of the impact we can all make on those that we love. Thank you. Thank you for giving people like me the opportunity to make a difference in the people like Zach. I've said enough. Zach, I love you, buddy. Come on out here and meet everyone.